Ballad of Birmingham. The Ballad of Birmingham was written by Dudley Randall. It was written in response to the 1963 Ku Klux Klan terrorist act that blew up the Baptist church in Birmingham, Alabama. The explosion killed 4 African American girls and injured another 22 people. This poem should be incorporated into the Australian English syllabus under the topic of prejudice and tolerance. The Ballad of Birmingham is told through the heartbreaking story of a girl. As you read, the poem affects a variety of your emotions. There is an overwhelming sense of dread. You can tell that something bad is going to happen. When the girl is killed, you can feel the mother's grief. This results in the sadness of the reader. Anyone can see that the killing of an innocent child is wrong. The reader may feel anger at the injustice of the story and the pointlessness of the prejudice that existed. Prejudice affects everyone, the young, the old, mothers, families, and the innocent. Throughout the entirety of the poem, the innocence of the little girl becomes evident. The author makes the girl's innocence known through the symbolism of the white shoes and gloves, her childlike mannerisms, and the mother calling the girl baby. This poem exhibits that prejudice affects everyone, including the innocent. The story of the Birmingham bombing and the subsequent poem of the Ballad of Birmingham tell us that feelings of prejudice override our morals and ethics. The group responsible for the devastation, the KKK, claimed to be a Christian organization. Their feelings of prejudice towards the black community overwhelmed their basic human decency and religious values, resulting in the death of the little girl. One of the most evident lessons to this poem is that there is no sanctuary from prejudice or hate. The church in this poem was thought to be safe. The author's use of irony painfully reminds us of this message. The Ballad of Birmingham is, as indicated the title, a ballad. The rhythmic song quality establishes a happy and celebratory atmosphere. However, this is at odds with what the text is about and contributes to the irony of the poem as it draws to a horrific conclusion. The irony that the child is prevented from protesting for equality in a freedom march by her mother, but is killed in a bombing while in the sanctuary of the church, helps us to understand that nowhere is safe or shielded from prejudice. The choice of words at the beginning of the poem were calm and full. They drew us into the lives of the characters and made us emotionally attached. The language then evolves to display the panic and terror of the mother as she searches for her daughter in the ruins of the church. This contrast and our emotional connection to the characters enable us to feel their despair. The author uses this to convey the meaning that prejudice and its effect hurts people and is unacceptable. Pleasantville, The Ballad of Birmingham, and To Kill a Mockingbird all share some common factors. The most obvious connection is the theme of racial discrimination based on the color of one's skin. In all 3 texts, the oppressor's prejudice is an expression of their fear. For example, the mayor of Pleasantville was afraid of losing control. The Ku Klux Klan were afraid that if African Americans had equal rights, it would take away their superiority. And Maycomb's community were afraid to go against precedents and take the word of a black man over a white man. In each of the texts, there is also restriction of liberty and free will. Making these connections between the texts has enhanced my understanding of prejudice in a number of ways. Before studying these texts, my knowledge about prejudice and tolerance was limited. I now understand that prejudice affects the innocent. For example, the innocence of the little girl and Tom Robinson from To Kill a Mockingbird. I have learned that prejudice is driven by fear, as shown by the mayor of Pleasantville, and prejudice can deny freedom. For instance, how the little girl was unable to stand up for what she believed in. Making these connections has enabled me to recognize the different and diverse ways that prejudice manifests itself in modern-day society, such as in issues relating to sexuality and the racial stereotyping around particular religions. The Ballad of Birmingham by Dudley Randall should be incorporated into the Australian Year 10 English curriculum. It is a text enriched with techniques and meanings that enhance your knowledge of prejudice and tolerance, whilst also give insight into historical events. The Ballad of Birmingham connects with the current text studied, To Kill a Mockingbird and Pleasantville. This poem would heighten the learning experience of students.